Hey everybody, it's Chris Kirkpatrick with Life 180, and I'm here in the Better Wealth Studios with Caleb Williams of Better Wealth. And I'm excited about this video because we're going to talk about how you can save more money. Now, I know that is a tricky thing. A lot of people are thinking, maybe I don't have any more money to save, so you need to work on being more efficient with your money. We're going to touch on that as well. I'm a big believer that most people, I believe, and I think you'll agree with this, don't even know how much money they need to save to accomplish what they want to accomplish.
Most financial gurus don't even know how to answer that question.
100%. And so that's what we're going to cover in this video, is not just how to save it, but like we're going to, at the end of the day, show you a tool that's going to show you how to ultimately plug in the information that you need to be able to have clarity about what you need to do to get to where you want to go.
Yep.
And that is all going to start with, like, what is the life that you want to live, right?
Yep.
Like, how are you going to show up powerfully today, but ultimately, what do you have to do to get to where you want to go? And then that'll walk you down a process of what you need to start doing today, and then we can get into maybe what are some of the vehicles and tools that you can utilize to do so. So I think it'll be great, Caleb. I know Better Wealth has a tool that you've actually custom created, which is amazing. Anybody out there in this world knows in the marketing and online development space how challenging it is to do that. So awesome.
This was not free to build.
No, exactly. So he's invested in this to be able to serve you. And so there's going to be a link below that you can go to check this out. But before you go check it out, please watch Caleb go through the explanation of all the moving parts of this to fully understand how you can use this tool for yourself. So, Caleb, I'd love if we can get into this to kind of show people. And let's start by talking about, like, the why and the
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you our page, and instead of just, this is the tool, and we can put in different inputs. But what I want to do is I want to talk about the philosophy. And so you can see this drawing right here where I have cash flow in my own handwriting. You can see this is how my clean handwriting looks. And really the first principle we need to talk about is cash flow can only go two places. It's either gone forever or it's saved for a future date. Whether it's saved in a retirement plan, your business, your real estate, or it's spent on taxes, it's spent on childcare, whatever that is, it's gone. And so the real question is, and this is not hard, it's how much money am I saving? What does that money have to do to help me continue to maintain my lifestyle? Okay, the green line represents your current consumption line. Okay, so essentially what we're saying is, in this example, this person right here, it looks like they're consuming a little under $50,000. That means they're making money and they're spending $50,000 on everything just to live. What we can say is, with confidence, is there's this thing called inflation. Inflation is essentially making our money less valuable, and more money is being created. And so in 10 years, you need to spend more money just to maintain, that's a key word, maintain your current lifestyle. Okay? So what we can draw a conclusion to is you need to spend more, you need to plan for an increasing standard of living just to maintain what you're currently doing.
And to simplify that for everybody watching, what he's saying is, think about it. In 1980, to buy a house, maybe it was $100,000, and to buy that same house today is probably $350,000 to $400,000. A lot of that, some of that is the increase in value of the real estate, but a lot of that is the increase of inflation. And you can go to average income earned, right? Like, that's what we're talking about here.
The red line pretty much represents your current cash flow, how much money you're saving per year, your assets, and essentially saying what kind of assumptions are we using on what you can earn, what kind of assets are what they're doing for future income streams. And this red line shows you exactly what happens modeled. And for most people, you can see that there's a drop off, and this is an ever increasing drop off, and so that's not good. So our goal is to create balance where you have your money is working hard enough where you can continue to maintain your current standard of living. And the key thing here, Chris, is this is just the baseline. And the cool thing with a model is what we do with people more on the back end as they come into our program is we can model everything. We can model college, we can model retirement, we can model financing, different things. It's really powerful. So here's how the tool works. And the teaser here is majority of people that watch this are going to be out of balance. Okay, so here's how you do this. So your retirement age. This is just a number, but let's say 65. Let's say someone initially has saved up $25,000. Okay, they have initially $25,000. They want to save. Let's say they're saving $10,000 a year. Let's say they're making down here. They're making $100,000.
Mm-hmm. So they're saving 10%.
It's saving 10% because that's what everyone tells us too. We're making the assumption that our $100,000 salary is going to go up by 3%. Okay.
Inflation.
We're just saying like we're going to get a raise of 3% every single year, which is a good thing. And what we're also saying is this ratio is also going to go up. So we're giving you the benefit of the doubt is as you make more money, you're going to save more money, which by the way, very few people do. We're going to say this person is 30 years old and is going to work till 65. Now, another thing that is really important is you should add in some kind of Social Security, whether it's there or not, it's proper planning. So let's just say for this example, we're going to put $40,000, an annual increase of 2%, and we're going to say 65, we'll just say, and to 100. What that's saying is that model is going to be that pension from 65 to 100. And then what we can also add is different annuities. We can add any cash flow deal. We can look at whatever you have. A lot of people don't have pensions. And then if we look at inflation, we're making the assumption that inflation is going to be 3%, which is pretty standard.
Pretty standard. Yeah.
One of the questions that we ask is what do you want to bet your financial future on as far as the rate of return that you can earn in these buckets? Now, if you're doing real estate and other things, we calculate this different if they're cash flowing. But let's just say, do you have an answer to this? 7% sound good?
I think 7% is kind of like a conservative. I think you go 6, some people say that's too low. I think if you go above 7, it's getting a little aggressive and it's a little unrealistic after all the fees and everything.
And it depends on where you're investing your money, but 7% is good. And then we usually put 4% after retirement. We tend to want to be more conservative. And remember, we're not assuming any down years. So that's where you just really have to there's a lot of other videos that we talk about. You got to be aware of what you're doing. And so essentially what we can do is we can hit this green calculate, and we could see that this person is going to literally run out of money, not fully run out of money because of Social Security, but they're not doing so good.
They're going to have to take a big step back in quality
of life. They might have to work longer. They might have to make more. And that's the cool thing is, okay, maybe we need to work till 73.
Yeah.
You can see that changes.
Yeah.
Okay. Or maybe we go back to 65. Maybe you need to make 9% rate of return. Barely. It doesn't do much.
Still doesn't get you there.
And is that realistic?
No.
Maybe we need to start. So it's you can see how multiple things can change. And this is just the stripped down version of what we offer our clients because there's a lot of other factors going to this. But what I want to point out a couple things is number one, when you first started working, you consumed $90,000 a year. I'm saying you as the model. When at 65, we're looking at a consumption of $253,000 just for that same $90,000 lifestyle. It's very, very important that we factor in inflation, and so a lot of time we just need to save more money. And so what most people can't answer is how much money do you need to save. They have a philosophy, but this is just math. And so with this scenario, how much does this person need to save? We can actually check by saying, okay, how much money do I need to save per year? Let's try 20,000.
That's 2,000.
That's 2,000. Let's put an extra zero. We're close. 91. And by the way, it's up to you. You can be like 91. That feels good. Then I have, Social Security. Maybe it's 25,000. There's other factors. That's the cool thing is when you have this belief that everything can be modeled. There you go.
What I love about this the most is that you get to go in to this tool.
Yep.
If you believe inflation, that 3% that we're illustrating here is just crazy. I would argue that it's not crazy, but you can make it 2% for inflation. You can make any of these numbers. You can tweak to meet your tolerance levels and your expectations. Because let's face it, this isn't about us and our opinion. This is about you and your life and what risk are you willing to take? You have to go to bed at night with that comfort and knowing that you're doing everything that you can possibly do to get to where you want to go. And this tool is the only tool I've ever seen like this. That's publicly facing. I mean, there's plenty when we're advisors on the back end that you can see that do it. But this tool is gonna be like no other resource that you have available to you. I would really encourage every single person to go into here and spend a lot of time and just tweak with the numbers, because I always say success always begins with clarity. This is going to help you have real, true clarity. Whether you decide to work with him, whether you go back to your other advisor or whatever, this is going to arm you with the information that you need to be able to make better decisions for your own life. And
Right.
if you have a financial advisor, you can go to them and say, hey, this is kind of what I'm coming up with.
Right.
Can we talk? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? You know,
Right.
like, I mean, I'm a big believer that you need to, that self-directed education thing that we always talk about, like this is a big part of that. And there's such a lack of financial literacy
Right.
that you may learn more just by spending a half hour
Yeah.
messing around
Well,
with numbers about your life.
If someone's not giving you the straight up answer, how long you have to work, what kind of rate of return do you need to earn, how much money you need to save, like all that stuff can be modeled.
Yeah.
It's not, we're not talking about tax strategies. We're not talking about like the advanced stuff. This is where we set ourselves apart is we can show you that not all assets are created equal.
Yeah.
We can show you how to increase your cash flow. We can work with you, and we know that majority of people, it's not just a pill that they take and it's fixed. It's like it's a process, but we at least want to be the company that gives you truth in hope.
Yeah.
Meaning we don't want to be the company that's just like, hey, you're in a bad situation. We want to be like, hey, we want to be in the trenches with you. And first of all, we can't solve a problem if we don't know that there is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But then knowing that most people will need to work longer than 65. Most people need to figure out ways to save their money. Most people need to figure out better ways to get their dollars to do multiple jobs. It's not just a one size fits all. And so that's this approach is an independent cash flow ratio 2-line graph, because let's face it, a lot of people, they overcomplicate everything.
For sure.
And
Especially in
it's
the
just been,
financial space.
it's been really, really powerful to take the time with people and show them that there may be a better way.
I love it. And what I love, and go through this, spend some time in there. And once you do, set up a call with Caleb's team. They're literally salaried people who are going to be there to help you. So they're not commission sales based people that are going to be selling you something. So schedule a call with them, because what I know, and it's not going to show up here in this calculator, but what I know about how this works, because of my background in the space, and I used to do all this stuff too, is that it's so important to be able to leverage every dollar that comes through your financial life, right? And so this is only talking about the kind of the cash flow and the savings and all these different things. But when we talk about how to save more, since that's the title of this video, how to save more money, it's not necessarily just the money that you're physically saving. It's how we handle every dollar that goes through our personal financial model, if you will, is so important. And it's really hard to get that across to people until they understand this, right? Because what I can promise you is 90% of you that watch this and that go through and use this calculator, you're going to go through and you're going to plug the numbers in, you're going to tweak them every which way, and you're going to be like, I don't know if I have much hope. Like, I mean, honestly, you're going to feel that way. That's okay. Like, and I mean that, like, it's okay. You don't know what you don't know right now, right? So that's where, when you get to the next level of this stuff, their team is going to walk you through, like, it's just a little bit of tweaks. Like, a lot of you, like, there's not going to be a ton of, some of you are going to have to make some major overhauls. And a lot of you, it's some of the smallest tweaks in how you handle your money and how your money passes through every transaction you ever do. Those little tweaks, 5-10% difference, can make all the difference in the world. So don't be overwhelmed. Don't feel like the situation is hopeless, because you can get there, go through, mess with this tool, get on the phone with this team, and I promise you, you'll see a world of difference.
I ditto everything you said. I love it, man.
So, all right, rock and roll. So hopefully you guys found some value in this. Please go check it out. If you love this video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. That way you get notified. And by all means, I think more than any other video that we've talked about, share this video. Like, there are people, every single person in the world, I believe, needs to see this. They need to go through, they need to mess with this calculator. They need to see and have clarity about their own financial life. So share this on LinkedIn, share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, share the links, like, talk about it, because we need to get this message of financial literacy out there. And I'm not talking about financial literacy on this like big scale. I'm talking about financial literacy for each individual in their own house and having clarity about their own financial perspective. Because if you don't deal with this, if we keep kicking the can up the hill, there's going to be a big cliff, like that red line, that people are going to fall off. And then we're going to have a huge crisis, like a total crisis on our hands. And this, helping people get their financial structure in order in this context, is ultimately gonna help the world. So that's why I'm so passionate about this, and I know Caleb is too. So please, if this helped you on any level, share it out. Go out there, have a blessed, inspirational day, and can't wait to talk to you on the next video.